YouTube promises that it's coming, so there we go. I think we're good. We've got some people in chat, so I think what YouTube's been doing is it's been trying to unlist my streams while they're happening, which is strange. I don't know why you would do that. I guess maybe for a test stream would be kind of good. All right, so welcome to Tuesday, everybody. Hello, hello. I hope you guys had a wonderful Monday. I am here, and it is a very special mount run stream in that we're not going to be doing exactly mount runs. As the title says here, I'll log in. We can start with opening the weekly cache. That seems like a good place to start. As usual on a Tuesday, I did scrape through a 10 this week. I don't really know how. Did I scrape through a 10 this week? Yeah. No, yeah. Somebody brought me along. I almost missed it, but somebody took pity on me. Oh, good morning, everybody. My hair matches my gnome perfectly today. Why, thank you. My monitor situation, I'll tell you guys about it in a bit, but on my screen, I look really green, and I'm like 85% sure that's not true. It's just this monitor that I've had to hook up real quick. I had some monitor issues, but we're here. I'm logged in. I'm going to hearth back to the Snug Harbor Inn so we can go open up our weekly cache, and then instead, maybe not instead, maybe we'll get to that later, but my plan is because, hang on, am I muted? I'm not muted, okay. Whew. For some reason I thought, no, somebody said they can't hear me. I think I'm 85% sure I'm not muted. Maybe you're muted. So I am 349 still of 350 because I can't do things that might give me mounts when I'm not on stream anymore because I can't, like, how betrayed would you guys feel if I just got mount? I mean, I'm sure it'd be fine. I'm sure everybody would get over it, but still, you know, we got to do this on stream. So I need one more mount, and that's for the Frost Shard Core, which, if you are unfamiliar, looks like this thing. So it's like the kind of like the Mythic Gul'dan mount, except that it's blue instead of green. I will never ride that because it looks far too tall to get through doors, but I don't care. I want it anyways. So our plan after opening the cache is going to be, as was suggested to me in last stream, to head to the Isle of Dinosaurs. Isle of Giants? Isle of Dinosaurs? Isle of Giant Dinosaurs? The one up north in Pandaria that has, like, free dinosaur mounts. I still need the cracked boned white? Bone? Nope, that's bone. Yeah, I need this thing. And apparently I can get that if I get myself 10,000 dinosaur bones. So, the other thing, and let's open this up. The other thing that was pointed out to me on last stream was that those can be bought in the auction house. And I looked, and there were a bunch up there, but they were like 3 gold each. And I don't want to pay 30k for a mount that's probably pretty easy. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's awkward. Ugh. Those are terrible stats. They're not terrible. It's got high versatility. That's not good. I'll sim it later or something. I don't know. The other gear upgrade that's been driving me bonkers is I had this belt drop, and it's exactly the same item level as the current belt, which is on the left. Terrible stats. Crit haste is my best. Verse mastery is my worst, I think. That's how many secondaries even are there. But it has a socket, and sockets are just so valuable this expansion that it might be better. But Pawn can't figure it out. Pawn says that they're both upgrades, so I need to actually sim that. And I've been really lazy, so I haven't gotten around to it yet. How you guys doing? I'm going to catch up on chat a little bit. How are you? I am good. I need to drink some of this tea, and I'm a little bit scared because I accidentally put an entire packet of sweetener into it, which I normally don't do. Normally, I take one and I, like, ration it across 3 or 4 teas because I don't need that much. But I wasn't really paying attention to put the whole thing in, so this is going to be really sweet. Hazel, good luck. Good morning. What happened to the Void Elf? Nothing. She's still there. I decided to play the gnome instead, though. I looked inside my heart, and I found there was a tiny gnome in there, and I figured it would probably be best not to anger it, so I decided to continue playing my gnome character in World of Warcraft. So I need to get to the Isle of whatever. You can tell that I really paid attention during Mr. Pandaria, so let's go to Dalaran, and then Vale, and then North? If there are teleports, I don't have them. I do have a Dalaran Hearthstone, that's something. Good morning, Hazel and Stream. Good morning, everybody. Love these emotes. I thank you. I drew some of them. I did not draw the good ones, but I drew all the other ones. Can't wait for you to get 350. I can hear you fine. Hey from the UK, big fan. Good morning or good afternoon. Get anything in the weekly chest? I got this like 380 cloak with a socket, but like terrible stats, and I'm wearing a 370 cloak with perfect stats, but no socket. No, perfect stats and a socket. So I have to decide if the 10 item levels is worth the terrible secondaries, and I don't know, man. Oh, man. Got the Headless Horseman man today, was too much in shock to scream in excitement. Grats! That's awesome. I like that one specifically because it flies without wings. Not that many of them do. Usually a mount that's gonna fly is gonna like sprout some feathers or something, but I like the ones that just kind of run like they would on ground, but in the air. It's mostly that one. I'm sure there's more, but it's that one, and then the other one that I really like is the TCG one, the Ghastly Charger. This thing, also kind of similar to the Headless Horseman. Looks like a horse. I need more tea. But you can fly, and you fly without, like, it doesn't sparkle, it doesn't glitter, it just flies because it's a ghost, and that makes sense. Nice to see you this morning. Good morning. Bye-bye, girl. Only work until 2. This will help the day. You must achieve all of the achievements in front of us. You got it. It's not like I'm doing a whole lot of achieving in my off time. Isle of Giants. Is there an Isle of Dinosaurs, or are there just dinosaurs on the Isle of Giants? Do they still have Halloween dungeons that drop mounts? Kind of. They have a Halloween boss that is located within a regular dungeon. He's in the Scarlet... Alright, that'll do. He's in the Scarlet Halls Monastery? Scarlet something. And you can queue for it specifically. So if I wanted to right now, and if I needed to, I could queue for the Headless Horseman. And this loot-filled pumpkin, you can get that once per day per character. I believe you can get that pumpkin when you queue for the boss at a high level. I think 110 and up. I'm not 100% on that. But yeah, once per day per character for a loot-filled pumpkin. And that is the thing that currently has a chance to drop the mount. In addition to some other stuff. Finally got the Vitreous Stone Drake and the Black War Mammoth last week. I'm so proud of myself. Congrats, Late Night. How you been? April 18th, last sim. Yeah, and that's, yeah. I haven't simmed in a while. That was the last expansion. Don't judge me. Yeah, what tea you drinking today? Oh, I need to update that. You're absolutely right. I'm drinking overly sweetened English breakfast tea. This is the Tim Hortons tea bags that was gifted to me at, one or two mail times back. I clicked on the wrong thing. I thought for sure with my monitor switch I wouldn't have this OBS problem anymore. I can't. One of these days I'm gonna take a Snapchat, or not a Snapchat, like an Instagram story, so you guys can see what I'm talking about with the OBS thing. It must be a problem with 4K then. But basically what happened with my monitor is I had the perfect setup, and I was so happy with it. I have two, and this is gonna sound a little spoiled. I have two 27 inches on arm mounts, like swivelable arm mounts, and they're both 4K. And then I had one extra one on the right. I sound like such a jerk. I had one extra one on the right that was just a regular 24-inch, pretty cheap monitor, a little bit old, and it was vertical, and that was perfect. Because, two big sideways and one vertical monitors, hang on, English breakfast, it was like the thing, because there's quite a few different applications that really do, like, a lot of them, a surprising amount of things, are way better on a vertical monitor because you don't have all this wasted side space. Pretty much anything that scrolls, which is like everything. So like my music, if I have like my iTunes up there, or if I'm going through Twitter, or if I have like a video script, that looks better vertical. And the monitor died because it was a terrible monitor. It had always been kind of on the way out, and I was just kind of getting the last drops of life out of it. But it finally died yesterday, and I still have its dead corpse hanging on the mount, just like swiveled off to the side. And that was like last night, and I knew like, this is my monitor that I put my stream chat on, and I can't really overlay it over the game. I guess I could. I don't know how to make it stick. I haven't really looked into that. This happened like late last night. So I grabbed a monitor out of the closet and just kind of like stuck it on my desk, and it's a little bit green. I need to adjust it, but I will, I'll get that on my mount as soon as I can, but I can't sideways mount it. This is the dumbest rant ever. I can't sideways mount it because it's not a VESA monitor, and I bought a VESA adapter bracket for it so I can get it onto my VESA mount. VESA? Is that right? VESA? I don't know. But the adapter just clicks into where the normal stand is, so it won't swivel to portrait mode because it would just dump the monitor. And it's not a big enough deal for me to actually, like, I have too many monitors. I don't need to buy any more. I don't really need a portrait one, and I can probably find a good spot for it. But right now, like, my microphone is sort of arcing over my monitor. It's a little bit of a mess. All right, thank you for listening to my monitor rant. Do you see the new notes and espers? No, did they happen this morning? Also, Nilsor, thank you very much for the super chat. Hang on, it's on the wrong screen. Where'd it go? There it is. Hi Hazel, hope you're doing good. I just have to say you're making my week awesome since my Gramps is in the hospital, and watching you stream makes everything better. Thank you. Well, thank you for the support. I wish the very best to you and your Gramps. Hope everybody recovers very soon. Happy with it. I need to read these Shadow Priest buffs. I have not looked at the news this morning. Let's see. Shadow Priest changes in 8.1. Oh boy. All right. Can I put these on? Is there a good way for me to put this on the screen without just like, what do we have? Monitor. This one? No. This one? No. All right. I'm gonna give up and try to put it on. It's top post on MMO Champion if anybody wants to follow along. Make Void Form matter more. Make staying in Void Form longer matter more. Give the player more agency over extending its duration. Good. Defensive power and utility. Good. We reduce the maximum power of Void Forms. Reduce the harsh penalty for dropping out of Void Form early. Wasn't impactful enough. Yeah, that's fair. So, Void Form increases spell damage by 20% up from 10. Less insanity drain and more Void Bolt generation. Oh, that's good. Void Bolt was starting to feel a little unworth it. Let's see, Dispersion's damage reduction. Good. 60% was just sad. Increases movement speed by 50%. Ooh. A new talent replaces Mania, which nobody ever used. Reduces the cooldown, causes it to heal you. That's good. I'm still not going to take it over Body and Soul, but that's good. Shadow Forms, 10% physical damage. Melee ability, sure, whatever. Hallucinations is passive. Successful dispels to generate insanity, same per cast. Alright, so Dispel Magic, MD, Purify Disease, Embrace, and Shield generate insanity at the same rate as Mind Flay. I will not lose throughput or insanity gen when I'm just like running, like power word shielding myself out of somewhere. Best day! Oh, that's great. On cooldown, on global cooldown buttons is good. Mind Bomb and Psychic Scream take longer to break from damage. Ooh, that sounds scary for PvP. I don't do that, but Void Torrent. Oh yeah, people still take that. No longer Void Torrent no longer requires Void Form to cast. That's weird. Lingering Insanity fades every 3. Surrender to Mad. All right, so I'm excited to wait a few days and then read what the people that know about Shadow Priest have to say about that, because I'm excited. I just want to know if the smart people are excited, because I'm not a theory crafter. I just kind of follow what the guides tell me to do, and then I do my best. All right, I made it to the Isle of Giants. I am very behind in chat once again, and I need dinosaur bones, and I don't remember how to farm them, so if any of you guys have dinosaur farming tips, dinosaur bone farming tips, then please let me know, because I need 10,000 of these things, and I would like to get them this morning. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know what the farm rates are like. Do I just start killing dinosaurs like anything? Like we got this guy. I mean, they got like 40. Okay, I can one-shot them. That's good. That's a good start. And then those drop me. All right, so we can just start killing dinosaurs. Sounds good. Greetings from Croatia. Good morning or good afternoon, evening. Sounds like a pretty usual setup. Yeah, I feel like a jerk sometimes just because it's a lot of monitors. Oh, I got a primal egg. After 4 attempts, apparently that thing drops pretty well. But just the one vertical one was a real game changer for me. I'd never really considered a vertical monitor before I tried it, because vertical monitors always seemed like something for like coders, you know, that were just working on huge chunks of vertical code. And I was like, well, that's not me. I'm not that fancy. I don't need it. Turns out it worked great for a lot of things. Most things. True. My Instagram is HazelnuttyLife. I do have a Snapchat. I don't use it. There's no sense in handing it out. It's completely inactive. I've been watching your VoDs for about a year now. Finally managed to catch you live. Welcome to the live stream, Sylvana. Good day, Hazel. How are you today? Hey, Dylan. I am excellent. I'm really glad that this these bones appear to have a pretty decent drop rate. I'm up to 74, and I've been here for about 10 seconds. So there's probably some spots that are better than other spots. There's probably some spots that are better than other spots. We need 10k of these things. There's 19 right there. I guess I can just kind of wander around a lap and try to identify where all the good stuff is. Also, I am still trying to catch up in chat. Hey everybody, Norma. Seth, Norma, how have you been? Haven't seen you guys in a little bit. Been avoiding all things WoW, although I've had BFA. I just had a ton of personal stuff to sort out before I played again. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Where are you from? I'm from Canada, Western Canada, Vancouver Island. I'm a Canuck. I'm not I don't play hockey, but you know, we're all Canucks out there. Are you going to the con this year? Big fan, would love to meet you. I am. It's very soon. It's very soon. It's, what, like 8, 9, 10 days? Very soon. I will be there. I will be doing a meet and greet on the Thursday night at Con Before the Storm from 6 to 7. I am really starstruck by the other people that are in that meet and greet slot. How, like, I'm probably gonna have to sit next to these. I can't talk to people that impress me. I don't know how. I take Don't Meet Your Heroes very seriously, not because I think they'll disappoint me, but because I just don't want to, like, trip and fall over and, like, hurt them by accident, you know? Like, I don't know what to do. I don't have any chill. I have absolutely no chill. About to start farming dinosaur bones for the... Oh, no, that's... For a second, I thought you were saying you were doing the exact same thing, which would be a cool thing to do. If anybody does not have a Bone White Primal dinosaur, this is a great thing to do on a Tuesday morning if you've got some time to play WoW. Are the t-shirts out now? Yeah! Wait, which t-shirts? Squirrel Squad merch is out. There is official Hazel merch. It is still available to purchase. I wore one on a 2 weeks ago vlog. Very comfy shirts, available in a variety of colors. They got a little squirrel on them. They say squad. The 100k shirts came and went already. Hazel, I always watch the VoDs. Finally catch you live. Welcome, Beth. Why do I say hearth as a noun and hearth as a verb? I don't know. That's a good point. Do I say both? I must say both. I mean, we could always mix it up and go hearth. I got a Swift Albino Raptor during Warfronts the quest the other day. That and a Void Wiggler. Nice. Any cool new Azurite traits for Shadow? I don't know which ones are cool currently. I am so unplugged from Azurite that it took me, like, until 2 weeks ago to even get my re-origination array. I do a lot more damage now that I got that, but I don't really pay attention to Azurite. I'm kind of waiting for it to be over. Something really cool is going to have to happen if they're going to sell me on being interested in that whole system again. Until then, I'm just going to kind of, like, get whatever comes to me, take whatever the internet tells me is the best thing to take on it, and hope for the best. Just in Luck Legion flying, only a year or so late, but you have it now. That's the beautiful thing. Now that you have it, every ult that you ever level through Legion, you're good. You're set. You are a professional. Excited Hazel. Kill dinos, loot, repeat until 10k. Are there more dinos in another spot? I feel like these ones are really far apart. We are at 268. And I figure the stream's probably going to be our normal length, so like between 1 and 2k. I probably want to farm bigger dinosaurs, right? Like, because I can kill whatever. Oh no, they fell over. Ugh! Competition. Because I can kill whatever, I should probably, I imagine the big ones drop more bones. Let's see if I can do like a lap and try and find a spot that I'm not interfering with our friend here. I could buy the bones in the auction house, but people want gold for them. And I could, you know, I could just farm them myself and then not pay gold for them. Like, it's only like 3 gold per bone. But when you need 10,000 bones, I don't really want it. I have 30k. I just don't really want to spend it on a mount. Especially not a mount that's supposedly quite easy. Like, I would rather be the person doing the gold farm than the person spending the gold. What if the dino kills you? I don't think it's a real problem. Maybe if they hit really hard, but I feel like we have enough levels on them now. And I have a reasonable amount of raid gear. I'm at 373 now. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Hazel, just kill all the dinos, kill everything. Can we? Hang on, I scrolled and I missed it. I'm trying to catch up. I want to be fairly current in chat, and I also want to not miss too many messages. And those goals don't align. Run circles on the island. Is the Sky Golem really expensive? I don't know. It's kind of expensive. It's usually more than 50k and less than 100, I think. The price may have changed in the past expansion. This isn't actually the Sky Golem. This is the lumber extractor, like the mechanized lumber extractor, I think it's called. And that one is the meta achievement now that you get for collecting 300 unique toys, which I think is easier. You have a cool hairstyle. Oh, I thank you. This is the I threw my hair in a bun and like fluffed some dry shampoo through it and called it a day. Watching a stream as I work. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for Blizzcon? So I was thinking about this. I am like a 12, but I can't tell if it's excitement or anxiety. Like I was having the feelings this morning when you know, like you feel like you might vomit, and you can't really breathe and you can't see good, and it's hard to walk in a straight line, and it's a lot. And I was like, am I excited or is this a panic attack? I couldn't tell. And then it occurred to me that if I don't know, does it matter? What if I can just, you know, hang on, this sounds dumb. It, like, can't it be whatever I decide? Like, if I decide that's just being really excited, then that's true, right? Like, it's a subjective experience, so it's whatever I say it is. So I guess I'm really excited. Hello, me named Blade, over 100k in EU. I wouldn't be surprised if the price went up a bunch. Oh, these are Dinomancers. For whatever reason, I thought that this was like a horde camp, because I've been, you know, they're Zandalari, and we've been on Zandalar, and the Zandalari trolls are typically horde NPCs, so I didn't want to like start a battle, but apparently it's not a battle, and I can just kill them. So another nice thing about, I think this is Rarity, it's actually printing the number of bones that I currently have into my chat log, so that I don't have to keep checking my bags to see how far along I am. It'll just update and see I'm at 429 bones. Kind of nice. Deer Ringer on the island. Oh, this is really sweet, but it's really good. I hated getting the Tome of Dinomancy back in the day. I farmed here for a while for the Raptor pets, but I don't really remember sticking around. I mean, obviously I didn't stick around terribly long after that, because I clearly did not get my Bone White Primal Raptor. I wonder why. I never really gave up on mount collecting the same way that I gave up on toy collecting, so I don't know why I would have just like skipped an easy one like that. But I'm glad that I did, because now I can actually have something that I can do for number 350. Morning, Hazel. A few minutes late, but it's worth it. Made a homemade vegan cinnamon roll for breakfast. Dang. That sounds... I had peanut butter toast, and I mean, that's fine, but like, dang. You may just one, or you like make a whole tray of them, and then you freeze them, and then have them for like future breakfast, because that's a good idea. That's a, like... Obviously, I don't know if I should be having cinnamon buns for breakfast every day, but I could. I've been trying to mix up my breakfast, but nothing seems to really have the same effect as like the single piece of toast, like a single buttered piece of toast with a single fried egg on it and a little salt and pepper with my morning tea. I don't enjoy it at all. I actually kind of hate eggs, but it's like the right amount of food. And it's the right amount of energy, and I don't get hungry until lunch, and it's not an obscene amount of calories, and I just, like, it's the right breakfast for me, but it's gross, so I don't want to do it all the time. Kill dinos, get bones, so sad I'm missing BlizzCon this year. It's, if it makes you feel any better, I feel like if there is a BlizzCon to miss, it might be this one, and maybe they have something super secret under their hats that they're going to announce. Speaking of which, I have my BlizzCon predictions video. I almost had it out yesterday. I wasn't happy with the editing, so I'm working on it a little more. But BlizzCon predictions should be out today. But yeah, maybe they'll have something cool under their hats. It'll be really exciting. But for the most part, it's not really in the life cycle of most of their games to put out anything good. Diablo was almost looking like there might be something really cool, but then they released like the hype killer post, so we don't know. Maybe something cool for StarCraft, but for WoW, like, it's just gonna be a bunch of talk about Classic and 8.1, which we already kind of know about, and like, they'll be like, oh, in 8.2, there's gonna be old gods and Shara, and as a fellow Canuck, hello from Toronto. BlizzCon, cue social anxiety. I think it's gonna be just fine. I think that I'm going to be too busy meeting people and trying to make new friends and having fun to be scared. That's my plan. I'm just going to stay really busy, and then I won't be scared. Miss Dean is live right now, so I'm switching between both. I'll have my stream VoD up pretty early, so don't like. You can totally watch Miss Dean, and catch mine later. There's lots of time. Did well in the Blizzard interview you did. It wasn't a disaster. It went fine. It was okay. Do you see Talias Nevitel told everyone? Yeah, I watched that video and the end of it, and they mentioned a bunch of people actually that I was really excited about. That's kind of my same feeling of like I'm at the meet and greet with them, but like those are all people that I would meet and greet if I was capable of speaking in front of people like that. I'm married a Canuck. I'm an Aussie, now he lives down here. Married 10 years soon. Jelly, your 350 mount is the farmable. Mine is either Invincible or Mimiron. Ooh. And that's like it? There's gotta be more that you could get. There's a lot of mounts available. I mean, maybe not. Maybe... I don't know how many, like... Yeah... I mean, at this rate, depending on when they come out with 8.1, you might be able to get the Darkshore mounts before Invincible or Mimiron, depending on how lucky you get with that. Because there's gonna be a bunch of new mounts in 8.1. New subscriber, I just love your streams. Welcome, Amano. Appreciate that. I'm, oh, is that... No, those are Horde. Those are Horde NPCs. Gotta leave those ones alone. Man, we are, like... 750 bones. I may, you know... I guess we're only 20 minutes in. We can totally do this within the time. And if we can't, then we'll buy the rest of them. But I think I should be able to. Also, I'm glad that I have an egg. I wonder why, because I think I still need something from the primal egg. Like, if I look up here and I go primal egg, that one. Yeah, there's one more primal raptor. What else drops from the primal eggs? Almonds over hazels. Sorry, I haven't been around, working my channel, my chores. My mom keeps me busy. Totally, totally cool. You guys always got to do you first. I'll be here. I'll be here. I don't go anywhere. The day that you wake up and I'm just not here is going to be a weird day. You have Green Proto Drake. Don't stress about the Blizzcon. You're awesome. Just be yourself. What if, like, I don't want to say what if nobody comes, but like, I don't want to be just awkwardly staring around if it's quiet, and that's totally fine. But I'm wondering, do I bring a book? Do I bring a puzzle? Should I have like a coloring page or something just in case I need to kill some time without making people uncomfortable by just staring at them? I don't know. I'll be resetting up my fish tank this week, hoping to get discus with cardinals, but I love clown loaches and mbuna. I missed the 100. Yo, do the discus and then send me pictures. Like, clown loaches are cute, but I feel like clown loaches are pretty heavily done, and they're cute, but they're just like giant corridors. Like, I saw some really beautiful pictures of discus in a book, and they almost sold me on the concept of discus. I think discus are a little too shy for me. I don't like fish that won't like me. I need them to at least not hide from me, and from what I hear and have seen, at least in DIY videos, discus can be kind of skittish and expensive and like delicate, but they're so pretty. And with cardinals, ooh man, if you have a planted tank with that, ooh. Why does it seem that everybody uses the mount used in BFA? That's because this one and then the Sky Golem can both pick herbs without dismounting. That's the trick with those. The people that are running around in those are picking herbs because you can just grab an herb and keep going. You combine that with the Culturan Herbalism Enchant, or I guess it's probably Zandalari Herbalism for Horde, but you combine that with the BFA Glove Herbalism Enchant, and your cast time is so quick that even if you've aggroed stuff and it's hitting you, you can still grab the herb with it, like, in between their attacks and then keep moving. So as long as they don't knock you off your mount, and there is an item that can also prevent that, as long as they don't knock you off your mount, you don't have to get off and stop and fight anything, and it makes it way, way faster and more efficient to farm herbs. You have a great group. You should totally hang out with them. Want some help farming? No, I think I got it. I think we're cool. I don't, I'd get distracted while talking to chat, and then I would, fall behind, and then I would be, like, things would be despawning, and I wouldn't loot them, and it would just be, I'm good just like this. In your honest, hang on, let me try again and say that in English, hang on. Ooh. Oh, that is good. Hazel, in your honest opinion, which expansion was in the best place for Shadow Priest in terms of fun gameplay and stuff? So I will preface this by saying that I only played Shadow starting at the end of MoP. I played at the end of MoP, I played through Warlords, and, you know, every expansion since, Legion, now BFA. I played briefly, like, on and off at, like, low levels before that, but not really at endgame. I never really raided before then. I raided briefly in Cataclysm as a healer, but that was a whole different thing. So, my experience is limited to MoP and later. And in my opinion, the most fun was the first tier. I don't think this was the best one in terms of balance. It was a little overpowered, which might be why it was fun. But Emerald Nightmare. The first tier of Legion with the prime of Surrender to Madness life. Holy heck was that fun. That was the coolest thing because you had such, like they were saying in the post, it was very punishing if you dropped out of Void Form early, but it was extremely rewarding if you could stay in it really long. And then Surrender to Madness just takes those stakes and amps them up to 11. So you're fighting a boss and your adrenaline is just like coursing through your veins and your heart's pumping and your vision's blurring. And you're trying to hit every single global and to stay in Void Form as long as possible, like beat your personal record. And like you're fighting twin dragons and you're multi-dotting on both of them and you're staying in a super long Void Form, but if you get targeted for an ability, it'll knock you out and you'll die. It was just so fun and so much damage. And I understand why that couldn't last forever. It was not balanced and it was punishing to certain gear levels and not very new beginner friendly. But oh my goodness, I've never had more fun playing WoW. Level capped with Hunter and Dispriest. Think they'll announce any allied races at BlizzCon? No. I was gonna say you'll have to watch my BlizzCon predictions, but then I realized it would be mean to be like tease it when I don't think they will. Eliason's really outgoing. He might come and take you under his wing. That would help, but I don't want to like I really, like, my worst fear in life is annoying anybody. Worst fear. If I'm in anybody's way, or if I'm inconveniencing them, or if I'm bothering them, or if anybody, like, doing a pure black tank with only a sitting white Buddha and maybe lucky bamboo. Oh, that sounds nice. Coarse leather barding keeps you on the mount. Yep. Updated Shadow Priest guide. From me, I don't know if I'm that good. I've been pretty medium okay so far. BFA. I got a little better recently when I realized I was doing everything wrong and did some more research, but I'm planning on doing, not this week, I don't know if it'll be before BlizzCon because I'm kind of running out of time, but a Shadow Priest tips of just like the things that help me fix my damage. So not exactly a comprehensive guide, but just like mistakes, do's and don'ts maybe would be a cool format for that. So I'm planning on doing something like that, but for a full comprehensive guide, I recommend both the ones on Warcraft Priests, and then the one on Icy Veins was actually really well done this time around too. It's very comprehensive and well formatted, which reminds me of another story, but I want to catch up on chat. Your voice is so soothing that I run the stream in the background. That is the nicest thing that I don't know if I believe. Like I believe you. I'm not saying that you're lying, but I don't think I have a terribly soothing voice. It's slightly squawky, especially if I'm excited. It's not a bad thing. It's just it's a little bit like an excited seagull. Just jumped into stream. You bone farming? I am up to 987, and we need the bone white primal raptor for 10k, and we need it for this thing. I'm pointing at my screen like that helps you. That doesn't help anybody. But this thing over here in my achievement tracker, I'm at 349 and 350. No engineer available for quicker farming? No. First of all, I don't know how to quickly farm these with an engineer. I don't even know what the trick is. But second of all, I don't have an engineer. I resigned long ago to just buying engineering pets off the auction house because they always seem to be BOE. And engineering just seemed like one of those professions that was expensive to level and absolutely... the things that it gives you are not things that I value. Can someone tell me when the classic demo is coming? It'll be BlizzCon, right? Like either during or directly after BlizzCon. They probably have dates for it on the website. November 3rd, day 1 of BlizzCon. Need a mount farm, you need a cool mount to farm. Any suggestions? I recommend that you go to simplearmory.com, look up your character, go to collections, and then it'll show you what you have and what you don't have. So you can kind of like mouse over what you don't have, see what looks cool, and then it'll also give you a route. So if you tick the planner checkbox at that point, it'll give you a route of go here and do this, and go here and do this one in this difficulty, etc., to farm everything. I'm on the island if you want some help killing things. I can kill, you can keep up with chat. I'm not exactly, my limiting factor right here is my speed. It's not like it's not like anything is dying terribly slow, it's that I'm slow getting to it, so I don't think having help would actually help me. Probably not the best way to promote Classic. Early levels in Classic are rough. I think it's probably going to go pretty well because that's the thing that people, like that grindiness is one thing that people are really nostalgic about. I have been wrestling with, assuming that we're allowed to make content, and I can't imagine that we wouldn't be because it's a take-home demo. Like, if you're going to try and stop people from recording, that's weird. So I'm assuming that they're expecting people to record and make videos and whatever, because that's just free promo for Classic. Assuming that that's a thing, I have been wrestling with whether or not I should try and do something, because what it's going to turn into, like, I'm not the target market, and I know that. I'm not interested in Classic, and that's okay. Not everything has to be for me. But it feels just kind of gross for me to just, like, play it anyways for, like, the video, and it's just, you know what it's going to turn into? It's going to be like Hazel being frustrated with Vanilla WoW for 20 minutes straight. Like, I could title the video that and it would be absolutely true, because I'm not giving anything the benefit of the doubt, because I like all the changes that they've made. I like where WoW is now. There are no dinosaurs in this island. How much are... They're 30k and I don't want to spend 30k. Isle of Giants is boring. It's really pretty and has dinos. Mists of Pandaria in general, I feel like they really leveled up their trees and bushes and stuff. And I know that sounds weird, and obviously they're still made of, like, flat panes of art at this point, and I think they've changed that since then, but the ways that they arranged them and added textures to it, I feel like did a really good job of communicating different environments and climates, and just, like, it kind of makes you feel like you're somewhere exotic that you've never been before. Like, I don't see trees like this around where I live. Maybe they're in China, but maybe they're not. I'm farming bones. I am trying to get the right raptor. Missing out on a huge market, not getting into Classic. Yeah, but I don't want to play games because of a market. I want to play games, like, if I'm just doing it because people will watch it, that's going to be the most boring, awful video to watch, because people will be able to tell in about 10 seconds that I'm not into it. That just sucks. That's just fake. I bought Lady Grey tea. It's very nice. I've been a coffee drinker for so long. Drink tea again is amazing. It takes about 3 to 4 hours to farm all the way. Ugh, gross. I'm probably gonna farm for 2 hours until, well, 2 hours, hour and a half. Probably like another hour from now. You're right, it is gonna take longer than I have. We're up to like 1,500. And I have a pretty big list of stuff to do today. So I'm going to do this until like 10:30 or 11. Maybe I'll push it a little longer if I'm getting close, but I'll probably buy the remaining bones at that point. That's kind of my plan. I keep trying to loot that same primal egg and it keeps not happening. People will play Classic for about 20 minutes before they remember how annoying Classic was. See, that's going to be me, except that instead of remembering, I'm just going to find out, because I never played Classic, and I fully expect it to be incredibly annoying. You know what would be weird, though? You know what? Why I should try it anyways, though? Like, play the demo, at least. You know why I should try it? Is what if I do like it? What if it's just fun? What if I play it, and it's the thing that I've been missing that I never knew I was missing? Because how would I know I didn't play? I think that's incredibly unlikely, but it could happen. I should have an open mind. Is that a Norma Esprit that just ran by? What mount did they drop? So they're dropping me bones. They're dropping me these giant dinosaur bones. And those, you can turn in 10,000 of them for a bone white primal raptor. And I don't have that mount yet, and that will tick me right over my 350 mount achievement, which I am very much looking to get today. How many alts did you level so far? To 120? 2. I have my priest and I have my resto druid, and that's kind of it. I have a bunch of other characters that are like 110 and a half, 111. My bank alt just dinged 111 because I did Hello Zen farming in a couple of them. I did actually off stream get my I got the horse head and the horse tail. The horse head's actually really funny because I didn't realize that, like, I'm using this in my bank alt, and you just, one, you look ridiculous, and secondly, I think you can, oh no, you can't do it in combat, but you can blink in it. So I'm at the auction house blinking back and forth between the mailbox and the auctioneer, and oh, I got a Xandalari Raptor, and I'm still a horse. I'm a blinking horse. It's pretty funny. Why not use the broom? Oh, that's a good point. You are absolutely right. I do have one actually on me. There we go. It's on my bar. I was just I had the herbalism mount keybound because I was doing some world quests this morning. Oh, I got another Xandalari Raptor. Oh, those mostly farm off the Dinomancers, right? I'm not getting them to drop because I'm farming dinosaurs more than Dinomancers. That's probably what's going on. But I wouldn't mind selling a couple extra ones of those. What are your favorite mounts? I have a hard time picking favorite mounts. It's a little tough. There's a lot of really cool ones. And if I call it a mount as my favorite, people are going to be like, what, you never ride it? Because I'm usually just riding my random favorite mount buttons so that I can cycle through mounts that I've forgotten. Up there, I would say the Lucid Nightmare. It's probably the hardest I've ever worked for a mount, even though it was like a one-day thing. It was like a long day. Do I have anything else cool? I like my TCG mounts. So like I like my TCG mounts and my high gold mounts. So I have like the Swift Spectral Tiger. I have the Brood Fang, Blood Mother's Brood Widow Fang. The Spider. I have the Spider, and I like those a lot just because they're uncommon, I guess you could say. But I'd probably pin Lucid Nightmare on top because it's a Shadow Dinosaur. That's pretty cool. Is there a pet for 1,000 bones? I think so. If I look at the, I probably have that though. I was much more. Maybe not. I was much more avid about collecting pets than I was about collecting mounts, and certainly not toys at this point in my WoW life. Although, I don't really know what I've talked about this before. I don't know what I was doing through Mists of Pandaria. No clue. I played the entire expansion. I never unsubbed. I have never unsubbed, not since I first subbed back in Wrath. Played through the whole thing. Started making YouTube videos. That was when I started on YouTube, was MOP. I started making pet battle guides in MOP. So I was doing that, but it wasn't keeping me super busy. I still had a job, I guess, so I wasn't playing as much as I was able to later. But I didn't raid. I didn't really PvP in MOP. I raided and PvP'd in Cataclysm, but I didn't do either one in MOP. I apparently didn't, like, I missed patches. I remember, like, patches would come out, and I'm like, oh, well, whatever. and I didn't really look into what was available in them, and then I found out about them later, and I had to go back, like, in Warlords and collect a bunch of mop stuff that I just missed because I, for whatever reason, didn't look at the patches? I think I was just leveling alts. I think I spent the entire expansion just leveling alts that I no longer use. Big waste of an expansion. Then you'll have an informed opinion on Classic. Hazelnut coffee, cookie dough coffee, almond. I stopped tea only because I have to stop caffeine. Coffee is better. Decaf coffee better than decaf tea. Yeah, decaf tea is just a waste of time. Like, there are good teas that have less caffeine, if you're talking, like, green teas and oolong teas and whatnot. And there are good infusions, like herbal teas that aren't tea at all, because they don't include tea, so there's no caffeine. But they're like a different thing. It's like juice compared to coffee. It's not the same thing. Classic WoW isn't hard unless you can't find 20 to 25 people. Yeah, I've already missed that requirement. I can find usually 2 or 3 people at any given time. I guess if I mobilize the stream, I could find more people, but How do you get your loot window on the side of your screen and not where your mouse is at? Loot window on the side. Hang on, let me loot something and then maybe I'll know what you're talking about. Get this thing down. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. I know what you're talking about, how it used to be on the cursor. I don't know. Something must be doing that. Guessing you probably put more hours into Invincible than the Lucid Nightmare? Oh, yeah, for sure. But Invincible didn't really, like, the Mount Run stream grinds don't really feel like grinds to me because I don't feel like I'm sitting down to spend a bunch of time farming mounts, and I don't really feel disappointed when I don't get them. I feel like I'm sitting down every Tuesday for my morning stream, and I'm here to sit and talk to you guys. Like, farming mounts is just something I'm doing with my hands. It's almost irrelevant to what's actually going on in the stream. It's just something that's happening. It's an excuse to do it. So when mounts do drop, I kind of feel like I cheated, even though I did all of the runs and whatnot. I don't feel like I'm grinding it. Ever gonna break down and go for Mimiron's head? Probably eventually. Not anytime soon though. Like, if I figure out that I can more easily farm mop mounts than Mim's head, then I will do those first. But if it's going to be the same time investment, what I'll probably do is I'll probably figure out the fastest way to do the run and then time it. And whatever one I can do most quickly, because I like being able to get through 10 or 11 runs worth on a stream. And if I have to clear a whole raid and I can only do like 3 or 4 runs in a stream, then that's annoying because then I still want to do the rest of them, but I can't stream all day. I wouldn't get any videos done. Island pets are cageable, you just have to use them and then cage them. Dinobone count now is up to 1,957. Hey, Hazel Girl, greetings from Hungary. Must be the latest update. I couldn't cage Captain Nibs. How long have you been streaming for? I have been streaming for about 41 minutes. We started about 9 a.m. Pacific time. There's an add-on called Move Anything. Familiar with that. I don't think that I have it. Do I have Move Anything? I've had it before. Or at least I've seen other people use it. Yeah, no, I don't have Move Anything. It's got to be something. Because you're right, it's just over there. But I don't know exactly what it is. Discord could really help with group finding in Classic. I'm kind of curious to see if people, like, Classic is going to have a lot of resources that Classic did not have back in the day, even though they're making the game, I'm sure, as faithfully to the original as they can. There is going to be a Classic version of Wowhead that, I mean, there was Thoughtbot back in the day, but it's going, because of how active it is and the new tools and whatnot that they have, there's going to be more readily available info on how to find stuff, so there's less of that discovery of trying to figure out how something works or where to get something. Because one, the game's been out forever, so people already know, but secondly, it's available online, so there's going to be that. There's going to be, as far as I understand, I saw a tweet, I don't know this for sure, but that the API is going to, for add-ons, is going to be more like the new one than the old one, so people that have add-ons for, like, developers that have add-ons out for current WoW will be able to, I think, fairly easily make those versions for vanilla WoW, for Classic. So there will be add-ons that you would never have had access to, and you don't have to use any of these things. But it's kind of like the flying argument. You know, people say, well, you don't have to fly, you just, like, let them add in flying and you can run your ground mount if you want. Like, the fact that everybody else has access to this thing changes the landscape of the game that you're playing in. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a situation where there's all these people that really wanted that Classic experience back, and no matter how hard they try to make the game exactly the same, the landscape's different. You know, people have Discord, and they have Wowhead and add-ons, and Twitch streaming, and YouTube is in a much different place than it was back then. And it's just not, I feel like it's not going to be the same, even if you try to make it the same. It may be better or different in a way that's still very valuable, but I don't think it's going to be the same. Thoughtbot, that brings back some memories. Love your TSM guides. I went from 70k to 150k because of them. It's not a lot, but it is to me. You know what that is a lot of? It's a great percentage increase. You doubled. You more than doubled your gold. I was trying to think of a fancier word for that. Ran out of words. Group finding not that needed in Classic for leveling up. Is it better, though? Which mount are you working towards? I am grinding dinosaur bones to try and work towards a bone white primal raptor. That's what it's called. And you know what I should do is I should double check the price of the bones in the auction house. Just in case. Although, sometimes things get more expensive when I'm looking for them on stream really suddenly. What's with the fish on the side of the screen? Those are my fish. So while I'm logging over to double check on the price of the bones, I am going to do a little fish tour. So this is a very zoomed in version of a small portion of the aquarium. So I do it like that so that you can actually see the fish when they do come into frame, because otherwise they'd be like super tiny. So that's a minnow that's swimming by. That is a male white cloud mountain minnow. The fish are the same as they were last time, so you're not going to see anything you haven't seen before. But those are my buddies. They've been doing pretty good. I had a filter issue, and I fixed it, but my filter was flowing really slowly, so I was like super duper cleaning all the sponges and the pads. Not all of them, but some of the sponges and the pads to try and get the flow rate better. And then I found out when I put everything back together that it just wasn't seated properly. I just had to click the tube in more, and then it started flowing again, and the tank's been doing pretty good. The crypt, which is the plant that you can see right in the dead center of that camera, is melting, and that's annoying to me. I knew it was going to happen, but it's still frustrating. I've been having some issues with the plants, but you do what you can, and then what you can't do, you can't do, so that's something. What is your item level, if I may be so bold? Just asking somebody their item level. I think it's 372 or 373, something like that. Something in that range. In the interface under controls, you can click it to open loot window at mouse. Okay. I don't need it to be at my mouse. I just didn't know why it wasn't. Been farming the Throne of the Four Winds mount on 6toon since you started, and still no luck. You gotta hang in there. It'll come one day. My husband's trying to get into the YouTube WoW scene. Just realized last night that he'll have better videos with a voiceover, not just gameplay. There are different ways to do it. You don't gotta do it like everybody else is doing it. I would say that if you're not going to do a voiceover, then you should at the very least do text. If you don't do either of them, then you're probably not going to be, then you're probably going to have a hard time finding an audience, but you don't have to do it the same way everybody else does it. I've been doing a lot of thinking about the way that I do it and trying to think it like, some things that I do, I just do because I've always done them that way. And I'm trying to find ways to shake up my editing or my planning or my writing or any of it so that I'm not just stuck doing the same thing because that's what I do. What am I doing? I'm looking for dinosaur bones. Okay, so there's some of them that are 2 gold for like 11. And then the rest of them are like 3 gold, 4 gold, 3 gold, 4 gold, like 30, 40k worth for a mount. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. I could have bought the 11 bones, but I could loot that off of one giant. That is a shark? I don't have any sharks. I don't have any sharks. The tank isn't big enough for sharks. Those little ones on the bottom that are kind of sharp-shaped, those are panda corridors. They are about 1.5 inches long. They'll get a little bigger, but that's about their size. And they're very snuffly and they're very wiggly. There are 5 of them in there. And they're so cute. They're like puppies. They shove their heads in everything. Okay. By Hazel, gotta make lunch. Peace. Thoughtbot was terrible. I remember when it said that you could disenchant Telebim bananas. I tried that for days. Oh man, there's gotta be something good in that banana. Grouping up for leveling is not better. Half the classes, quests in Classic, are collect X things from mobs which do not share in groups. There's a lot of things that I feel like I've taken for granted that they changed. You know, like mob tagging, the changes to mob tagging. So that you don't have to fight people for mob tags. Like, that used to be a huge part, especially in a crowded area. Without cross server, like, if you're gonna, people are gonna play on the, I guess you could, like, there's gonna be 20 realms. Oh no, that's for the demo. I don't know how many realms there will be for actual WoW Classic. But, assuming that they're not doing cross server stuff, which I would assume they're not going to, because that wasn't part of Classic, I don't know. But if it's busy, you just gotta fight for tags for stuff if you want to get anywhere. And like same thing for herbs, like you pick an herb and then you're done. Is it that thing? I don't know how long this lasted, but I remember reading about it or watching it thing about it on like the Making of WoW Classic DVD that came with one of my early collector's editions. But there was a thing where you used to mine a node, and you would mine it, and it was like a really long cast time, and it would give you an ore. And then you could mine it again, and it was another really long cast time, and it would give you another ore. And you would do that like 4 or 5 times. And you would be at that thing for like a minute and a half, just getting all the ore out of it one by one. Was that a thing in Classic? Is that coming back, or did they ditch that in beta? Because I obviously I never played back then. I just watched the DVD. Just got my magic broom. Congrats, Brianna. Having a hard time getting gear past 340. Raiding is really where most of this stuff is from. Raiding and then doing a Mythic plus 10 every week, and I wouldn't be able to do either of those things without the help of my raiding guild. So finding the right group of people to play with is huge for getting better gear. If I was just living my life and doing the stuff that I do on stream, there's no way I would have gear past 340. Videos without voice or instant back button. There's some, not necessarily in WoW videos, but the reason why I'm thinking of videos without voice is there are a couple of fish YouTubers that make fish videos that are done without voiceover and just with text. And those can actually be really nice. Foo the Flower Horn is the obvious one. He has this series about a no CO2, no ferts, low-tech tank, like a planet tank. And he makes a new video about it every month talking about what's going on in the tank, and he like shows you footage and just does a voiceover and like really relaxing music. And that's really well done. It's super nice to watch, and it wouldn't be the same thing at all if you had like this jarring voiceover telling you what to do. Like in all of his videos, it's just showing you and it's not telling you, and that's nice. But it doesn't work for everybody. There's another one, and it's this guy, I think it's called The Dave, and he has videos that have like macro footage of different fish and animals and creatures that we would have in an aquarium. And he's got useful info of them, and he's managed to catch this really great macro footage of them doing different things. So you have, like, for example, with a mystery snail, you have this footage of it extending its siphon to breathe above water, and you have like this text telling you about it. And that would be great, except Dave doesn't put any music on his videos. And when there is no music and there is no voiceover, you just feel like your headphones are broken. It's really unnerving to watch. He was also the one that had the weird video with like the guppy fry that didn't make it. It was bizarre. But yeah, not everything has to have a voiceover. Working in my Holy Paladin, any tips to help it heal better? Absolutely none. I could not help you if I wanted to. I do want to, I just can't help you, I don't know. I hope they don't do the cross-server thing. I've always hated that. Back in Classic, your name and reputation was everything. I would be very surprised if they did cross-server or anything, because I think that would really kill it really quickly. Mining like that was 100% a thing in Classic. Took 5 seconds each cast. You only got 1 ore at a time. Have fun with that. Oh boy. That's the world you guys want to live in? I mean, not you guys specifically, but... Herbing took 5 seconds as well. Oh my goodness. Oh man. You know what's going to be interesting is the content creator, like the YouTuber and streamer landscape. Streaming, I think, is going to take to it more easily because you can do all that stuff on stream and that's fine. But YouTubers generally, like WoW YouTubers, and not all of them, but it's, I think, because of the regular YouTuber schedule, it can be hard to find enough time to play WoW. And current WoW is really good about sort of scaling to the amount of time that you have. So if you have like a lot of time for world quests, you can do all the world quests. If you only have a little time, you can just do the emissaries. If you have even less time, you can just do the emissaries that you need. If you have no time, you can just log in for raid. You know, there's different levels of engagement. And they do pretty good about getting you a good amount out of your time for whatever amount of time that you have. And that lets people like me that spend a lot of time working on other stuff still kind of keep up in WoW. Even though I'm sometimes kind of busy. And I think the same can be said for a lot of YouTubers. But like if you had to keep up with the incredibly grindy, like super gameplay intensive stuff in order to play, you're going to end up with a situation where maybe it's a different type. Maybe you'll get new personalities that can adapt to that. Maybe it'll be different, like completely new different people. Maybe some people will just have time to do it. Maybe you're going to be able to make videos without being caught up. But there's a lot of things, at least that I find, that I can't film on until I've done the content so that I have footage of it and have tried it. So it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out. We mine like that in TBC, so frustrating when others mined on top of you. I remember other people herbing on top of me in in what's it, Wrath? Maybe I don't remember that. Am I imagining that? I don't remember. But I feel like I was competing for herb nodes, and I feel like people could like start them after me, but if they finished first, they got it. I don't really remember. I'm not 100% on that. Why did you level your gnome first rather than your void elf? Because I am a gnome. I changed my mind to what I wanted my main to be, and I've gone back to being a gnome. Wish we could keep the broom year round. I mean, if you change your mind about what class you want to play and you decide to go be a druid, it's very much the same thing. It's not exactly the same thing. You know, druid travel form is, I believe, mount speed on ground, but if you get, like, into combat, then it goes down to, like, the combat speed, which is less. Kind of annoying, but, you know. Druids are, of course, the master race for instant cast, mounting it. 3-second cast, just like the mounts. What do you think their level cap will be? I reckon 125. I think they're going to keep going with 10s. I think that we're up so high at this point. I think that they're going to keep doing 10s. Do you know when the Mad Merchant spawns? It spawns at the beginning of the hour. And if it didn't spawn, then it won't until the beginning of the next hour. So it's random, like, whether or not it's going to spawn in an hour is random, and there's no, like, timer on it exactly. But if it is going to spawn, it will spawn at the top of the hour server time. And it stays up for an hour, I believe. Double check that on the Wowhead, like, look it up on Wowhead, check the comments. But I believe that's what it was, because I did the same thing. I farmed up the 2 million gold for the mount, and I was like, alright, I'm ready to buy it, and then I remembered that you have to find him, and that's annoying. What's in the mount hunt today? We are grinding dinosaur bones to try and get a primal white raptor. And it looks like we're going to be about halfway done within a 2-hour stream, and that's annoying because I don't want to spend all the gold for the rest of them. It'd be like, 20k, I don't know. It might be worth it just not have to come back here and do this again. Once somebody mined or herbed the node, it was gone. There was only one node. Yeah. Oh, those are horde. Whoops daisy. Didn't mean to. Oops. Max level instance in Classic where you had to drink after every pull took 3 or 4 hours. Yeah. I'm interested to see who ends up having time for that. Because the people that have Classic nostalgia now are older than they were back then, because that's how time works. You know, they're adults, many of them have jobs, and maybe back then they were in college, or they were in high school, or they were unemployed, or whatever, and you had a lot of time to put into an MMO. And they don't, I mean, some of them I'm sure do, but for the most part, you don't have that same kind of time anymore as an adult. And the kids that do have that kind of time probably don't care that much about Classic WoW on the whole. They're probably playing Fortnite, or Roblox, or whatever it is the kids are doing these days, I don't know. So it's interesting to see. I mean, and it's not like they need everybody to play it. I'm sure it'll be successful enough because obviously, obviously the, private servers, sorry, brain froze. The private servers did perfectly fine. You know, they had sustainable populations, and that's all you really need. You don't need it to be the biggest MMO ever. You don't need it to outpace current WoW. It just needs to have enough people playing so that it works and they can play with each other, and that hopefully they didn't lose a bunch of money making it, although they certainly have money to burn. At least that's the way it feels. And with the fact that, I mean, assuming that they don't do too many servers for it, it should be fine. Once you go gnome, you never go home. Still haven't completely adjusted to node tapping not being a thing anymore. It's kind of still there in that after you loot a node, I believe it stays up and available to everybody for a certain amount of time. It might be a minute, it might be longer, but it's not that long. So it still goes away, and there's still the aspect of competition. Like if somebody else is farming in the same area you are, you're probably still going to be running into fewer nodes, because unless you are right behind them, you're not getting the same nodes as them because they will despawn. But it's definitely way, way, way more user-friendly than it was. Finish next week, patient enough to wait a week for the 350th? I am, but I would feel like such a jerk having put getting Mount 350 in my stream title and then not doing it today. Like, what are you guys all here for otherwise? I mean, you could be here just to look at the fishies. Look at the little fishies. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, there's a big fishy. That's Chromie. Chromie is a honey gourami, and she's very thick. I'm trying to put them on a diet. I'm trying to feed them less because I know I feed them too much. It's just tough. I want to make sure everybody gets enough to eat, but I also know it's very hard to underfeed fish. So I'm trying to feed them more often, but like much smaller amounts, and hope that everybody still gets them. Alright. Wish I can give you the bones. I sell them all the time. They're always 5k per stack on my server. Yeah, they're a lot more on my server for whatever reason. They go in pretty good, which is great for people that are farming them for gold. And it's not like it's the worst grind ever. Like 4 hours or so for a mount is perfectly fine. Maybe I should just finish it on my own so that I know that I did it and I don't feel like I just gave up and cheated. Can't get bones like this in my server. Too many people farming. Are you using an add-on for your camera to be so far back? I'm envious. Yeah, so max cam is what that's called. Like that. Max cam. That's it. And then that gives me, so if I go / max cam, you can basically gives you a slider. You can do these same things with console commands, I'm pretty sure. But this just gives you an interface, and that's nice. And you can change your zoom speed, increment, whatnot. Minecraft? I did not say Minecraft. I said Roblox. I thought Minecraft. Maybe I said Minecraft. Classic will be vastly bigger than BFA. It's incredibly more social. I will be surprised if Classic is bigger than Live. I'm not saying it can't happen, but that would personally surprise me if it turns out to have a higher sustained player base than the Live game. I think it'll be perfectly playable. I think it'll be alive and well. I just don't think it'll be bigger. And it'll also be very difficult for us to tell because they don't publicly release sub numbers. Morning, Hazel. It's great having an early morning stream. Good morning, Savannah. Grandma Hazel. Them kids with their 40 nights and road bricks. Oh, boy. You know. 26. I'm just over the hill now. Out of touch. My slang's not fresh anymore. I'm not hip with the kids. Classic WoW first day is a lot of people, second day is no people. There is, I'm sure, going to be a big, as there always is with any kind of MMO expansion, but like a big surge at the front, and then a smaller amount that sticks around. That's just normal, and I think it's going to be a little bit more for Classic. I think that effect will be more pronounced than it is for standard games, because you're going to have a lot of people coming back to check it out because they remember Classic WoW, and then you're going to have a lot of them leave because they remember why they don't play Classic WoW anymore. So the danger there, obviously, and maybe their server scaling technology will mitigate this, but maybe some of the things that they do, like cross-realm to help keep the servers alive, won't be working on Classic, so who knows. But there's a danger that on Classic launch, the servers just have a terrible, terrible couple of days because they're being overwhelmed by people coming back to check it out. And it's not really economical for them to get more, like to purchase and pay for more space because most of those people won't stay. It's a Classic conundrum that has been largely fixed by, I believe, like scaling cloud server usage, like Amazon's cloud server. I'm just talking to them about, but I don't know how many of the server scaling technologies are going to be used in Classic is what I'm trying to say. I'm curious to see how that goes. We here to increase your views, here to hang out with you. What else? In-game activity is secondary. I always felt like WoW, there's different kinds of WoW streams. Like there's definitely WoW streams that are very much focused around the gameplay and focused around watching somebody do something specific. The ones that I used to watch were like top Resto Druid PvP streams are really good because you can kind of get a feel for what things the streamer is doing and prioritizing and focusing on and what talents they're using, and you can kind of just sort of by osmosis sort of absorb some of their wisdom. So when I was trying to be good at PvP, that was the thing that I spent a lot of time doing. And that's a very different stream. That one's a lot less social. You don't have them answering as many questions. You don't have as much chit-chat. Like this stream is 100% chit-chat. This is chit-chat and fish video. There's not a whole lot of WoW good on here. I thought 350 was the stream number, not your mount number. Like this was your 350th stream or something. That's a fair thing. I don't know how many streams I've done, actually. I don't really have them numbered. I could look at like my stream VoDs, but I didn't keep all my stream VoDs for a long time, so I don't know if that would help me. Have you been having issues with your YouTube streams in the last week, Hiro? There's it's been doing a thing to me where it automatically lists my live stream, not the VoD, but the live stream is unlisted. And I was having an issue on Tuesday, or Friday rather. I was trying to stream and it would be live, but nobody would be watching because it was private, basically. I was able to fix that by going into the advanced settings and then basic info and then changing it to public before the stream launched. But it was the weirdest thing. Like I never had that happen to me before. Hazel's live. How many mounts do you have? 349. The plan for meeting fans at Blizzcon is there will be a official established meet and greet at the Con Before the Storm party Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'll be at a little table. I'll be there. I can say hi. If anybody wants a hug, I can probably get out from under the table, crawl under it or something, give you a hug, take some pictures. And then, of course, if you find me at the convention otherwise, it doesn't have to be at the meet and greet. If you can find me at the convention, feel free to say hi. The only thing I would say is as long as I'm not, like, eating or, like, actively, like, going somewhere and it looks like I'm in a hurry. But if I'm just like, milling, feel free to come say hi. I would love to take pictures with people. If they are smart, they'll stick to a low number of servers. Yeah, but if you go too low with it, and it has just, like, the worst launch ever, that's also really, really not what you want, you know? Especially, I mean, maybe people will be patient enough to wait for it, but... you won't believe what Mao dropped me this morning, the Biletooth Gnasher. Nice! You still farming an Argus? Not saying that, like, I'm finished. Like, I don't think I have that one. But, that takes some mental fortitude to go back to Argus this early after the Argus thing. Hazel is live? I am live. I am both live and alive. Oh, man. Oh, this emergency monitor. I just grabbed it out of my closet. I had some extra monitors there, and I think I just need to mess with the color space of it, because everything looks super green. Like, I look like E.T. right now on my screen. Oh, man. It'll be huge at launch, and then it'll settle down. There might be spikes whenever the current servers have no content. That's actually a good point. People might kind of go back and forth. Is this boss gonna summon? Should I try and kill the boss if he pops up? Will he drop me bones? Is there a mount that I can get from him? I don't remember what Undasta actually gives. Fork knives? Fork knives. Sporks? Nice t-shirt for the Alliance. For the Alliance. This is a really big t-shirt. Like, this is it almost, I can almost wear it with leggings because it, like, almost covers my butt. It's almost like a dress. And I was trying to figure out, like, I've seen girls that wear oversized shirts that, like, find a way to, like, tie them or tuck them to make them at least, like, 2% less like a tent. And I haven't figured out how to do that. Like, I can cheat with a hair elastic, but I don't think that's how it's working. No more back in vanilla. We can say if you like vanilla so much, go play it. It'll be over in vanilla, you know? Just over there in vanilla. Modern add-ons should work. It'll run the current BFA engine under the hood. Yeah. Can't wait to meet you. Do you play any other Blizzard games? On and off. So I love Overwatch, but I don't play it anymore. I love Overwatch League. So I'm so excited for that to start up again. I'm also excited to watch the Overwatch World Cup because there's a bunch of Overwatch League players in it, obviously. My boy Fleta, who my betta fish back there is named after, he got put onto the South Korea finals team, so it's going to be really awkward if it ends up being South Korea versus Canada because one of those are my people and the other one is like the boy, my fish namesake. So yeah, I love Overwatch, but I don't play anymore. It's just a waste of time for me to play. I'm so bad. Overwatch was fun to play when I drink. And I try not to drink as much anymore, so it's a little bit of a midpoint. But I do play Hearthstone terribly, very badly. I wouldn't say intentionally badly, because that just sounds like I'm making an excuse for how bad I am, but I will say that I'm not putting any effort into trying to get better, because I really enjoy being the filthiest of filthy casuals with that game. I will put on 1 or 2 rounds in the morning when I get up, and I've been, like, shuffling around my morning routine to try and get up earlier. So it works out that I have, like, 1 game where I'm just eating breakfast and I play around a Hearthstone, do my daily quest or whatever at rank 20, because like I said, awful. And, you know, you can make up decks or you can just grab them off the internet and do your best. I don't have to think too hard, and that's great. So I love Hearthstone. I'm not very good at it. I hate heroes, and I play whenever they make me in order to get, like, a WoW pet or a toy or something. That's the only time I'm ever going to play heroes is when they do, like, tie-ins, like the Flamesaber Mound or the Graves pet. I have those. Because I did them, and I should like heroes, you know? There's no reason for me not to. It's actually, like, MOBAs are surprisingly similar to WoW PvP, which I have really enjoyed before. But, no, I don't know. For whatever reason, I just feel like I don't want to be there. Diablo is fun, but it's too clicky for me. I would get more into Diablo if it didn't aggravate my, I've never been diagnosed, so I don't want to say that I have, like, repetitive stress disorder, but I get nerve pain when I do things that have, like, insane amounts of clicking, and Diablo is just the clickiest thing that I've ever played in my life. And then what else? I was never very good at StarCraft. I tried to be good at StarCraft for, like, a week, and I've never been into, like, the pure sci-fi setting. The single-player campaign was kind of fun, but yeah. Is that all the games they have? What else do they do? Is that it? I think right now. Farming Argus, didn't play Legion, had to go back for class order stall stuff. There's a ton of stuff to collect from Legion if you missed it. That's like that'll keep you busy for a while. Investigate bones with a chance at the Cobalt Primordial Direhorn. Do I have that? Probably not, huh? Wouldn't it be funny if I found him up and I got that instead? Cobalt. Primordial. Oh, I don't have one. Interesting. That would be funny if that dropped instead. How are you doing today? I am good. I would like to drink some more tea and water because my voice feels like it's going a little bit. Tie a knot in the back. How though? Do you take 2 bits of it and then you tie them together, or do you take 1 bit of it and then you try and like wrap it under? I've never figured it out. This is the shirt to do it with if there's going to be any of them, because this shirt is so big on me. Like this Intel and Blizzard sent them out as like influencer care packages, which was very sweet of them. Also, they sent me like this like toque, this beanie, this warm hat that I've been wearing like every day because I'm cold and I don't have a warm hat, so literally keeping me warm. But for whatever reason, they sent me a large. I don't know if they sent them to everybody or if somebody just knew that I liked oversized shirts, but they sent me a men's large, so it's huge. Hope they make OWL matches a bit more EU friendly so I can follow it this season. It's EU really got the short end of that stick. I think that, I don't know, we'll have to see if they do anything for that. Current dinosaur bone number is 3,627. Here, I'll just move this up so that you guys can see the number in the chat window there, because it's not like there's anything else going on. Hearthstone used to be great. There's too many cards now. I just try and keep up with sort of whatever's fresh and new, and that's why the rotation system kind of works. Like, obviously it sucks to get card packs and then have them eventually be not useful anymore, but it happens slowly enough that I feel like as long as I don't really spend a whole lot of money in Hearthstone, or really any money, but I do try to keep up with daily quests. And then what I've been doing lately is throughout the whole expansion, the whole Hearthstone expansion, I keep up with my quests and I save up the gold. I don't spend gold as I go. I save it all up, and then when the new expansion happens, I then have like, 40, 50 packs worth of gold saved up so that I can start off the expansion right away off the top with a bunch of stuff. And then I do it again. And I think once or twice, sometimes I'll use like Blizzard Balance to buy a bunch of packs, like with the Collector's Edition. Because I bought the Digital Deluxe Edition and then also the Physical Collector's Edition, I had like $60 or so worth of, maybe $80 or so worth of balance that got refunded to me on my account. So I just spent that on Hearthstone cards. Made a Killing the Isle of Giants back in the day with leatherworking. One people do is called a French tuck. You tuck the front of your shirt under your pants, but let most of it stay out. That sounds trendy, actually. I kind of like the idea of that. I would really like to have a more cohesive style. I don't know what I'm doing with clothes. I would like to. Maybe one day. Shopping is intimidating. I would be more into clothes if I could handle shopping at all. I can handle shopping online, but that's hard, especially with women's clothes when you don't know how it's going to fit. But in-person shopping just makes me want to go home. It's... ugh. Tied shirt and not bring me back to the 80s. T-shirt girl on YouTube has a whole series on how to tie shirts. Is that really a thing? Because I need that. I just used a hair tie. That's how I've been cheating. I have so many hair ties around that I just kind of use them for that. A YouTube tutorial. I hear YouTube is great for that kind of thing. I used to play WoW when I was younger, mostly play Hearthstone now, trying to get to a high legend score. Gonna keep watching your videos. As long as I never again play Hearthstone in a video, I think that you'll still be able to respect me. You just need to not see the decisions I make when I'm playing Hearthstone. I don't think about them very much. I used to do, I had a series on my channel from way back when Nax came out. I did a series of heroic Nax guides. I don't know why or how, honestly. I know they worked pretty good because it worked for me, obviously. I did all the challenges. I think I made the decks myself. I don't really know. It's been a long time. That's what girls did back then. Make sure the shirt was huge enough to wear off the shoulder on the opposite side. It definitely isn't big enough to be off the shoulder because the neck is just like a normal neck. The collector in me wants to play Hearthstone more because of the card packs. It's just so fun to open and collect, especially the gold cards. They really have figured out how to tap into that collecting drive with almost all of their games. Like with Overwatch, it's skins and sprays and voice lines and emotes and intros. And then with WoW, you got pets and toys and mounts. And I believe there's like skins and all that and heroes as well. I think, and then in Diablo you can collect like transmog, kind of. Which is kind of cool. And you can collect transmog in this game too. Owl doesn't like Europe. 2 European teams, same number as Canadian teams. I feel like the thing with European teams not being very many, pretend that sentence made sense, is that it's hard for a European investor to want to get into it, because in the European market, it's hard to get into Overwatch League because it's always in the middle of the night. Like, the time slot is so bad for Europe that it's hard to market to a European audience when they can't even watch it. And you don't get a lot of, like, European investors. Like, even a lot of the international teams were still bankrolled by Americans. I think Americans own most of the teams. I'm not 100% on that, but that's the theory that I've heard. It's exactly what I do in Hearthstone too. I do the same with gold saving in Hearthstone. I have enough gold at the start to get as many packs as I would from pre-order. Exactly. And sometimes I double up and I pre-order anyways, but most of the time I just do that. And it seems to make more sense because that way you're getting the cards when they're new so that you can use them for their duration of their lifetime. Like, you're not getting cards late into their release. You're getting them day one. And that's always more exciting too. Second video channel, finding my way in fashion. Oh, man. I don't even know where to start with that, man. Old Navy has free return shipping. My sister buys stuff, tries it on home, sends most of it back. Then I have to ship stuff, though. Like, I have learned how to send a letter in the mail. I figured out how to put a stamp on something and print or write an address. I've got that down. Shipping a package requires, I'm pretty sure, going to a post office. And that's not in my repertoire of things that I do. Not saying that I couldn't learn how to do it, but I've never done it, and I'm not in a big hurry to learn how. I don't know why. It's not like I'm afraid of it. It's just like a thing that I don't know. I don't usually do anything that requires shipping something back, or things that really require shipping in general, because, I don't know. I don't want to do it wrong. Is Warlock fun? No idea. I love Lock for PvE, but demos no fun in PvP. Hazel's responding to comments in a different chat. Am I missing something? I don't think so. I might be a little late. Go kill Undasta? Is it up, though? I feel like I keep circling around to it, and I feel like it keeps being not up. When do you think they will add purchasable toys? You mean like toys in the gear shop? Like, not the cash shop? Because that would be interesting. But I don't know if they're going to... Like, they've got a good model going on right now with, They've got a good thing going on right now with the pets and mounts. Like, they know people will handle those, and they know people will buy them, and at this point in WoW's life cycle, nobody's getting mad about it anymore. But they tried the helmets, right? Like, they tried the transmog helmets. The fire and the ice one, whatever. And those didn't go over very well. Like, people weren't very happy about them, and I don't think that many people bought them. I don't have any source for that. I have no idea. I've just never seen somebody using them. So... I think that might have scared them off a little bit from doing different things in the cash shop, because they don't really need to. Obviously, you can make more money, but you could also make more money just by making more mounts and pets, and they've shown that they're not afraid of doing that. So I think it's more of a risk for them to expand into different types of things for cash than it would be otherwise. You have things like toys for trading cards, which is kind of the same thing. Obviously, they don't make those anymore. That they've done before. Yeah. What mount do you get for collecting 300 toys? You will get... Hang on, I had it on my bar. It's the lumber extractor. And it functions the same as the sky golem in terms of picking herbs. Without dismounting. And it looks like this, so it's like the green one. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I want to, like, go AFK and, like, heat up my tea and stretch, but you know, the second I go AFK, Dust is going to spawn. What's the spawn timer like for this thing anyways? Also, I feel like that this is just going to be primal egg that I can't loot. Yep. Because there's a bunch of people waiting, which is usually a good sign that it might be going to spawn soon, but I don't know how we know. Like, this guy's up. I guess I can look it up and try and find some more info about it. I'm a newer player who found your channel a few days ago. Your video on what to do as a fresh 120 was helpful. As a birthday girl, let me say thank you very much for your videos. Happy birthday, Getsugaru. Get Sugaroo. I don't know how you prefer to have that pronounced, but happy birthday. A shredder. Sending a letter, you've graduated to adulthood, right? I mean, I figured out that I could buy stamps online. I only went to buy stamps from the post office once, and I mean, that was fine, but I can buy them online. You can schedule a pickup, they'll come get the package from you. You can crack the door and not make eye contact. Maybe. Most positive person ever. I don't think that's true. I try not to be, like, fake about it. If it ever comes off as too much, I can tone it down. I can be mean. I can yell at you guys if that's what you want. Wish we could vendor sell toys in the auction house. I get so many dupes, it seems a shame to keep trashing them. I wish that there was a more comprehensive... I should just keep farming bones. This isn't going to happen. I wish there was a more comprehensive system for not allowing dupes to drop for things that you can't trade or use. Like dupe mounts, for example. This is kind of awkward, but I was doing the Headless Horseman a day or two ago, and the Headless Horseman's mount dropped. And I already had it, and I couldn't trade it, and I already had it, so you just kind of have to delete it, and like, that sucks so much, especially for people that don't have it, that have to listen to a jerk like me talk about it. You know, like, I wish it just wouldn't drop, and that seems like a weird thing to ask for, but it's, you know, it's just disheartening to see something drop that you can't have any, like, it feels so bad to delete a mount that you know people really badly want. And I don't think that you should necessarily let people buy and sell them, because then it becomes a thing of, well, I'm not going to farm for this love rocket, I'm just going to save up 10 million gold and buy it. And that's different. Like, that's fine for some mounts, but if you do it for all of them, then it becomes a different game where you can just buy everything with money if you really want to. But I wish that at least there were more lax rules about trading it, or that you just don't let dupes drop to accounts that already have them. Like, I know it's because, or it can happen. Like, for example, I got a bunch of dupe mounts on my druid when I went and did, or at least one dupe mount on my druid when I went through and did the Arathi Highlands rares. I had the donkey drop, even though I already had a drop my priest, presumably because it's a different character. And that just sucks. See people using transmog helms a lot. I think they got negative backlash for it. Backlash for a mog weird. It kind of makes sense. I'm not condoning it, but I remember when the Sparkle Pony first came out, when the Celestial Steed came out, there was huge backlash for that. Like, you would be, at least in the circles I ran in, you would be mercilessly bullied if anybody caught you. Like, nobody that I knew would be caught dead on Celestial Steed when that came out. People were so upset. They were furious that that WoW was basically double dipping with a sub fee and a cash shop. And the Sparkle Pony just represented everything that people hated about the way WoW was going. To the point that people you see people that were, not now, but back then, that were like on one in Dalaran, that would get like yelled at in /say. Obviously, we've gotten over that collectively, for better or for worse. But I totally get that people would have the same reaction towards the helmets, because it doesn't always go over well. Might be spawning soon because the NPC is up. 10:18 a.m. Hazel time. Magic Broom, I don't think it's too rare. I believe I got it out of either the loot-filled pumpkin or the what do you call it? Tricky treat handful. If it's gonna spawn soon, if the NPC is up, then maybe I should hang out there. Like, how soon is soon? There's still people here, and the NPC is still up. Let me look at, like, if there's a timer, because I know he's been up for a little bit, right? So, if there's a timer and I know how long it's gonna be, I'm not against waiting around for a little bit. I don't think that we're going to get to 10k bones on this particular stream. We're at like 4,400. Got about halfway there. Let's see. So if I look up, I feel like I had some other stories to tell you guys in this morning's stream. I always like start the stream wondering if I'm gonna have enough to say, and then I have like a couple of things that happened to me that are like banked in my brain to tell you guys about, and then when I finish the stream, I didn't talk about half of them. So, Undasta. Last night, hang on, I need more tea. That was good. So last night, I am sitting at my desk, and I was editing, and it was like 7:30, so it was about time for me to start thinking about making dinner, but I hadn't started making dinner yet. And I smell something burning. And it kind of smells like burnt toast, and it kind of smells like burnt plastic, and I can't really pin down which it is. And I'm like, well, did I start dinner and forget? No. I'm not cooking anything. And then I check the kitchen. My husband's not cooking anything. Like, our kitchen is cold. There's nothing in there. And my window's open, so I'm like sniffing out the window, trying to figure out if like a neighbor is burning toast, and I can't really get it from there. And then I'm like, well, what if it's, you know, it kind of smells like hot plastic, so I'm like, walking around my office, like touching and sniffing like my cameras and my monitors and my aquarium pump and all my power bars and my computer, and like just like walking around just trying to figure out if anything's burning. Never figured it out. I believe it must have been coming from outside because we smelled it later in the bedroom, which also had an open window. So it's probably just a neighbor burning toast, but it kind of smelled like plastic, and I thought I was going crazy. I got the mount this week too, first time. Nice. Spawn timer 30 to 40 minutes. Let it drop, make it tradable like gear. Thank you for your help on Discord. No problem. I apologize that happened to you in the first place. The permissions weren't set up right, and they should be good from now on. Do you guys raid together, you and your husband? Yeah, we do, actually. He took a tier off, so he didn't raid with us in the last tier of Legion because he wasn't really into WoW anymore, but he's back now. So we're all in the same raiding guild. We occasionally do dungeons if we're doing dungeons at the same time. We will do raid nights, although we're not that many raid nights left in Oldir before we give up until the next patch. Oh! All right. So I put up a dot, now I've tagged it because I want to make sure, I don't know how fast this thing dies. I want to make sure everybody that's here gets to hit it. All right, I got a amulet of the Titanorex. Cool, okay. So I'm assuming that you can loot that guy once per week because he's a world boss, right? That makes sense? That's kind of a fun thing to try. Also, I'm glad that I was there. So if it's like 40 minutes from the NPC spawning, that's just a good thing to keep an eye on, I think. I'm glad that I got that. See that. Server is Lightbringer. The chat bot is down. I haven't replaced it yet. I don't really know what to do with that. English breakfast, good. It's kind of cold. I need to get up and get a little bit more, but I have to decide how long I'm going to stream for, because this is typically how long my streams go. I'll probably do another half hour. Like another 35 minutes or so. We can farm for another half hour and then sort of see what's left and maybe try to buy 4 gold a piece. Ugh. Plus, you know, somebody's just going to like go buy all those and then re-list them for 10 gold a piece, and then I won't do it. Maybe I should just do it now. So I need 5,500. Let me go check on it again. Because if I did have some extra time, I could do some more runs of Solgarub. I do have Ashes of Alar. We actually farmed that one up on stream. We did all of my Tempest Keep runs on stream. I approve of the shirt. The Alliance needs more players like you who are happy to show pride for the faction. That's how Battlegrounds are won. Oh, man. Is that why we don't win any Battlegrounds? We just need to sell more merch. Ugh. I love Alliance shirts. I have a whole bunch of them. The colors are good. You know, red doesn't look as good on me as blue. So it's just, you know, it's like my decision was made for me. There he is. Get him once a week. That's an upgrade. Fussbot discontinued. I think that somebody may have picked up the project, but the thing is, I'm suspicious, right? Like, the owner of Fussbot, it was a one-guy project as far as I know, made this big post about how he wasn't going to do it anymore, and that it was shutting down, you had this much time to grab your stuff and whatever. And then, after a while, updates started coming out for it, and I'm really suspicious to get those, because I need to look up online and see what the deal with that is. And, like, did somebody else take it over? What if they're just installing keyloggers on my computer? I should probably look into it. Dinosaur. There's the one stack of 11. I don't know if there's even enough here. Yeah. 9, 12, 15, plus like 4 of these. 1, 2, 3. I may have overshot it, but I can probably sell the extras. I just want to do it before, like, I want to get my 500th mount on, or 350 mount on stream. And I don't want somebody to just go buy those and then list them for like 20 gold a piece and be like, your move. You want to get that mount on stream? You give me all of the gold. So that one. And then one. Yeah, this is too many. I think I overdid it by a lot. Whoops. See how many that puts us at. You can extra roll from the panda roll tokens there. Oh, okay, interesting. Do you have the cat dragons for the normal mode dungeons? Those are super farmable. I do. I have, I believe, I have most of the dungeon mounts. I don't have like the Legion Kara horse. I have the dragon, but I don't have the horse. But I have like Baron Rivendare's mount. I have the Cataclysm dungeon mounts. I have the Wrath dungeon mounts. Battlegrounds are won by healers. Love to get an alliance flag on my wall. I have more stuff that I could put up on my walls, but I've kind of run out of wall space, and I don't want to like pack it in. I don't want to cram it. I want things to feel like they have room to breathe. So I'm gonna pick up my mail and my handy dandy mailbox toy, and that brings us to, all right, 10,028. Actually, I shot that pretty well. That was pretty darn. Oh no, my bags are full. My bags are full. That's weird. Hang on. Vendor some stuff. Vendor some stacks of dinosaur bones, and then maybe I have more. Like, I could have sworn I bought too many. So if I bought exactly the amount I needed, then I'm going to be flabbergasted. Did I get them all? I got them all. I got exactly 1,020. Maybe that's just when it popped for me. Oh yeah, no, I have 1,200. There's another 2,000. There's 2,000 in my bank. There's 2,000 in my bank. Oops. Oh well, I'll just sell them. Maybe somebody else will be farming them after this that will need to buy them. Alright, where's the cave? Is it over here? I don't know where the cave is. Is it that cave? Is it on the west side? That looks like a cave, so I'm gonna go check out that cave and see what that is. 4 years now, Invincibles refuse to drop. Oof. Rough. Shrine of the Two Moons under the flight path. I'm hoping this is the right cave. I feel like somebody was talking about it earlier when I ran past it. I thought it was over here. Should be a giant pile of bones, right? So in here. Is it this guy? He clearly wants some bones, so we'll see. Mount spawns every 15 minutes or so. Alright. Mountain of giant dinosaur bones. That's 10,000, and that is for the raptor. Alright. Problem solved. Where should I go? I have a pumpkin in my head. Where's the nice, cool place to do this? I guess we can just hearth back to the Snook Harbor and that can like show off the trade market. Once upon a time, that was going to be a bot command too. Yeah, I should sort out the bot thing. It's nice for the frequently asked questions thing, like the realm and like the Twitch thing. Ugh. Just send it to me as a birthday present. Is that the next shirt? There's 2,000 in the bag, Hazel, buried in dino bones. That would be cute. That would be cute. The next merch design has to be more blokey. It's been confirmed that it needs to be more blokey than it already is. So we're gonna learn this, and dang, I got no stable big enough and 10,000 problems, but a bone white raptor ain't one. Whoo boy. So that let's first check out the raptor. Let's check out our new buddy. I can throw him in the favorite rotation. He looks very boring, but that's okay. I'm gonna de-pumpkin. No offense. He's got like some pink eyes. That's kind of cool. He's got like really aggressively purple eyes actually, and purple stripes. That's a perfectly good raptor. You know, raptors aren't always easy to come by in a line, so that's good. And then the real good stuff, the biting frost shard core. Did I not use it? Do I have to get it from my mail or something? Because I got my no stable big enough. Is it already in my collection? I might need to check my mail. Oh, there it is. Frost Shard Infernal. They show you the name of the item that it learns it, but it's automatically done, so it never hits your bags. Oh boy. Oh buddy. My character just looks like she's just staring. She's like thinking about the White Walkers and whether or not there's enough time to win the Game of Thrones before the zombies get here. Like she's got bigger problems. That's a cool one. Hang on, I can't. It's too big. I can't see it. Well, now what do we do? We're done. I won. Wow. I did. There's a lot more to get, but like, oh boy. Yeah. Oh, he's throwing a rock. And he's catching it. Oh, that's cute. He's got a personality. Well, now I feel bad for having such a big shackle on his head. Congratulations. Why, thank you. I don't have a long boy yet, no. I'm saving up gold for it, but I've been hard stuck at 1.2 million gold for so long. You never get past that point. Congrats on the raptor. Does it go with your void form? I don't have the glyph for that, so I don't know. I don't have the glyph handy. Bugs me that the lucid nightmare purple clashes with void form purple. A little bit, yeah, a little bit. So I'm gonna do probably not all of them, but I'll do a run or two of Zul Grub. Just one or two. If they added fish for hunters, would your new main be a Beastmaster hunter? How would they do it though? Like, fish would look real weird. You know, with battle pets, with fish battle pets, it's kind of okay, and you get them in the bubble sometimes, but like, your hunter pet can't really be in a bubble. And then, yeah, like Crocodilus and stuff. There's some cool stuff, but yeah, maybe not. Pretty sure that's his skull and not a rock. Oh, was it? Did he pop his own head off? That's violent. Alright, let's do one, he is throwing his head. Grab Francois. You did not win WoW. Blizzard said he beat the game. I know. It's just a joke. Didn't fit under that gate. To be fair, nothing fits under that gate. I don't think that the, at least, gnome mounts tend to be a little bit bigger. I don't know why. Maybe they just want gnomes to look extra tiny on them, but the gnome version of the, the Shredder, the Sky Golem or the Shredder mount, doesn't fit under that gate either. Last time you get a mount drop, can't keep up with the streams. The most recent one before this would have been the Throne of the Four Winds mount drop. I think that was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. If you look at the stream VoDs, I believe I titled that stream VoD like mount dropped or something like that, and there is a timestamp right at the top of the description that should take you right there. Purple. You're on Lightbringer? I am on Lightbringer. Finally got my bumbles today. Thanks for the vid. Congrats! Oh, kind of hungry. I've been getting up earlier, and it's been working out real good, but having breakfast last me through until lunch when I have breakfast at early has been a bit of a struggle. Also, I only had peanut butter toast. I didn't do the egg. I probably should have just had the egg on toast. It's not bad when I make the egg properly. Like, you guys, if any of you remember from the baking streams, I am horrible at cracking eggs, and I've cracked so many of them that you'd think I would be better at it by now, but I'm just not. I've tried different techniques. I've tried doing it on flat surfaces. I've tried doing it with my hands. I've tried doing it on both sides. I've tried doing it in the pan. I've tried just like staring at it really intently and hoping that it breaks. And I still like fracture the yolk on a shell shard like 40% of the time. And on those days, my breakfast is just sad. When I don't do it, then I can do a pretty good fried egg. Because I have like this cute little pan. And then you throw a lid on the pan so that the steam kind of like cooks the egg from the top, so it's not like gross on the top, but it's still cooked and it's still sunny side up. But I'm just so bad at cracking eggs. I have no control over how hard I'm hitting it, so I either just like barely tap it and then I just like, you know, make some fault lines appear that don't do me any good, or I go too hard and I have like Hulk smashed eggs on my counter and then I'm go, well, can't eat that one anymore. It's just, I don't know. I'm 26. I've done it a lot. I've done it almost every day for years. More when I'm baking, even more if I'm making like a quiche. I don't know. I don't have the technique. I don't have it. I don't have what it takes. The purpose of the shell game, you can't even fail at it. I mean, it's a world quest. You're not really supposed to fail at them. There's not, I mean, when you go to like kill 3 mages and loot their crystals, it's not like, well, can't find them, guess I can't do this world quest. Got Ash's Velar to drop a couple days ago. Congrats! What should I eat for breakfast? Something with a little bit of protein. So, if you're a meat eater, you know, throw a little bit of, whatever you have around. But if not, you could, like, cook up an egg, you could fry it, you could scramble it. If you're, like, vegan, then, I can't help you. Maybe some tofu. I don't know. The protein, I think, is important for, like, helping it actually function as fuel for the first part of your day, though. I find that if I just have breakfast without any protein at all, it just doesn't work. It doesn't do anything for me. Okay, so I'll head back from that one. Rolled low in your dexterity, I suppose. Just cracking an edge. I know the professional way is a flat surface. It doesn't work for me. The thing that has been working for me lately is cracking on the side of a specific bowl, flipping it over, and then pulling it apart. Because I think my problem is that when I'm pulling it apart, which maybe is because I didn't crack it hard enough, but that's a different issue. I'm like sort of pushing my thumbs into it, which pushes the shell into the yolk, and that's what's breaking it. So if I flip the egg so that I'm pulling it apart from the top, which I know is the stupidest thing, I know. But if I'm pulling it apart from the top, then the yolk has like fallen to the bottom of the egg so that it's less in the danger zone, and I have a better success rate with that. But I know that I must look like an absolute blithering idiot trying to just crack my eggs for breakfast. It doesn't help that it's really early and I haven't had any tea yet, and I'm not very good at that. Black pudding's the best breakfast food. You should suggest insect food. Going for ramen with poached eggs. For breakfast, that actually sounds pretty good. I might do that for lunch, actually. I have, I might be out. I should, pick up some more sometime. So, yeah, I'll do another one. Do another round. My best friend sent me 6 pounds of chocolate and actually trusted me to not eat too much of it. Egg Crack Girl has a series. See, now you're just messing with me. Now I'm starting to think that T-shirt girl isn't a real thing. Oh, man. Slide the bowl, open the egg in one hand. But, like, the thing that people do, I can't do it. I don't know. I just drop it. I've had a lot of good advice on how to crack eggs, and none of it has helped me. Same thing, actually. I was talking about this with my husband yesterday, or the day before. I can't whistle. I have tried very hard for a long time. I've tried and I've tried all the suggestions that anybody's been able to give me, and I'm just incapable of whistling. I can get like a slight hiss going, and I think it's just through my teeth because my teeth are too tight. I can't whistle, and it infuriates me because I would like to be able to whistle, but I can't do it. It's just, and no matter how many times people are like, oh, it's easy, you just have to try this thing, and then I try and it doesn't work for me. I don't know. Still attempting to do the one-hand egg crack trick. Maybe I should just commit to learning one style of egg crack and stop changing up my technique. Just like commit to the one-hander, because that's the one that you see like chefs doing in cooking shows and whatever. Commit to that, and then just do it only that one every time, and hope that that makes me better at it. Shadowmourne mount. What's the Shadowmourne mount? Oh, from like the box thing? No, definitely not. One-handed cracking of eggs is best for not piercing the yolks with a shell. I guess I'll try it. But how do you do it? How do you open it? Like, I guess you crack it, and then you just, like, grip the top of the shell and, like, flick it up? I don't understand. I need to watch some slow-mo macro footage of that if I'm gonna get it. When I try and make poached eggs, I make egg soup instead. I relate. This is not streamed on Twitch, no. Pet Battle vids have super helped me out. If you haven't tried Pour, I have a couple of different... I haven't tried a whole lot of Shung Pour. I have an awful lot of Show Pour. I like the cooked ones because they're cheaper and they're easier to brew. So I drink quite a few of those. Those are usually like my early afternoon tea. I do an oolong, like a Tai Guan Yin in late morning, and then I go for a Show Pour in the early afternoon. Can I get this without getting knocked off the side? Ooh, that was close. The whistling thing, me too. I'm glad it's not just me. And I think I can probably overcome it eventually, you know? I'm not about to give up over here. I've got a good amount of years left in my life, I hope, that I can use to try and learn how to whistle. I just, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I look real dumb when I try. I make my eggs over hard so I don't care about the yolk. Once and only once I was able to separate them using only the shell. I want to get better at that. Oh, like the pouring from side to side thing? I've seen that before. That's always very impressive to me. I'm more impressed by people with like the egg tricks than people with card tricks, you know? Also, speaking of cooking and baking, I have some progress to report. Minor mess progress to report on the topic of baking streams. And I'm not saying they're back yet, because they're not. But the thing that has to happen before they come back is I have to rebuild this computer so that I can use this computer in my kitchen to stream, because the laptop wasn't working. That's the reason why we haven't done them yet. And the thing that had been slowing me up on the build for this computer was that, one, it's really hard to pull the trigger and spend a bunch of money, and I'm spending a bunch of money on it. But secondly, I couldn't get a graphics card. I could not find one to buy that I wanted. And I overcame that hurdle this past week. I found and purchased a 2080 Ti, which was a lot of money that I probably didn't need to spend, but I'm going to do my best to use it. But I ordered that, and it shipped, which means I'm pretty sure they have one for me, so I'm hoping it works. It'll be here soon, and then once I have that, I can start ordering. I'm trying to pace out my ordering of the rest of the stuff, because I'm trying not to spend too much money all at once. Like, this time of year, just, you know, we got the BlizzCon trip, and then I just bought plane tickets to go visit my family for Christmas, and there's a couple other things that happen, like, just around this time of year, so I'm trying not to spend all the money at the same time, but I can start buying the other stuff. I have my parts list pretty much laid out. Also, I realized that I can build on this desk. I realized that after I made the modifications to my desk to get the monitor arms on it, I can actually just do my computer build at my desk. It's going to be kind of awkward to set up the cameras, but it'll be better than the folding table because I actually have the desk space. Like, I can move my monitors out of the way because they're floating, which is nice. One of these days I'll do an office tour. Osterjeg is what she... Is this for the Raptor Dynamount? Yeah, actually. This is for the Bloodlord Mandokir's, whatever. The Raptor mount from here. I'm not running the Panther boss because I already have the Panther mount. No mounts dropped technically, but I did farm some bones and then buy some bones to get the primal dire horn, the bone white dire horn. No, not dire horn, Raptor. I got a Raptor, and that was my mount number 350. So we got the frost shard. We got this thing. I should just ride this around today. Frost shard infernal. This is the new one. This is the new goods. It's too tall. It's very tall, and it's very goofy looking, and apparently it does, yeah, it is pulling off its head. I thought that was just a cute rock, but that's its head. Fun game. Stuff gets you tea drunk for sure. I don't use add-ons. I'm gonna have to get the voice pack. You will need DBM in order for it to work. It's not gonna do you any good without DBM for sure. Do well with voice acting. Aw. I would love to if I was better at doing different voices. Like, you need to have more voices than just one. And I think that would be a fun thing to work on, is developing them, but I would just need to find time to work that in if I decided it was something I wanted to get into. But it would be super fun. I whistle by sucking in air, I don't blow out. Oh yeah, somebody had some tips. One of my baby chicks sitting with me. I think they would approve of this stream. Oh, I'm so jealous of your animals. All right. Lick your lips, purse your lips, summon the other of the universe, and make someone else whistle. First, I only, like, when I was skimming chat, I only read the first sentence, and I thought there was going to be, like, more thing, like, you started out with, like, the legit advice that I've heard a lot, and I enjoyed the ending of it. 2 figures pull down, 2 pull up. Oh, for the egg cracking thing, yeah. 2080 Ti costs more than my PC desk chair and slippers. It's a lot. It's not needed for WoW. And it's probably not even needed for WoW YouTube. I'm scaling up my hardware now so that I can try to make the crispiest and highest resolution stuff that I can put out. I want to record in 4K, if not 8K. Do a little downscaling and have just like the world's sharpest pet battle guides. It's not needed at all. It's super frivolous, but if I'm ever going to get to do it, now's the time. And I have been trying to mess around with and learn more things in Premiere and After Effects. And some of them just don't work with my computer the way it is now. They just won't load, and I have to completely render out the effect to even see what it looks like, and that's just not good for practicing. Here, I'm gonna do another one of these because I don't feel like I'm done talking yet. Oh no, I need to hurt that. That's right. I found a tutorial. I looked up and found one of the editors, Terrence, who's one of the editors on Linus Tech Tips, put out last year a 4.5 hour Premiere tutorial showing his entire workflow in exhaustive detail and a very well formatted video guide. So I've been working through that to try and see how a professional does it and see if there's things I can pick up from that. And the thing that I discovered, like 20 minutes in, which is about as far in as I've gotten, which is just barely past the table of contents, is that I am like playing tic-tac-toe and professionals are playing like Jedi chess with lightsabers. I have so much to learn. Like, the worst thing I think that I can ever do is think that I know anything. Because I don't know anything compared to these people. But I want to learn it, so I'm trying to go through it tiny bit by tiny bit and do things better. But a lot of things will be easier to learn and practice and play with when I have more computer hardware. 2080 Ti, I know. I feel bad. I feel guilty. Like, I should be excited. I am kind of excited, but miss money bags. I've been saving up for that for a long time. Like, I had the rebuild the computer Patreon goal, and I think we reached that goal like over a year ago. So I've just been saving up the monthly money from that, and like from AdSense and stuff. It's not something that just happened real quick. 2080 Ti, I ordered one. It's not here yet, and I don't think, I mean, I've been debating whether or not I should try sticking it in this computer just for now until I get the rest of the computer built. Like, it would be good to do a test to make sure it works, because if I'm going to be waiting a while to do my build, I don't want to discover that it doesn't work after, like, the return period's up. That would suck. I ordered it directly from NVIDIA. So, I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not I should open it and install it early, or if I should just wait until I get the rest of my stuff. I haven't figured that out yet. But, yeah. What 110 else should I level? I only have my druid. You should do hunter. Hunters are fun. The encoder is better than the 10 series. I'm hoping so. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm so technically proficient that I know the ins and outs of everything that I'm getting, but I do know that more is better. And that as long as I get everything at a pretty reasonable rate, I shouldn't have any bottlenecks for what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna get a good amount of RAM. I'm looking at 64 gigs of RAM. I'm looking at the Ryzen Threadripper 2950X, not the 2990. That's insane. Unnecessary, I think, and also hard to find right now. But the 2950X, I think, should be fine. So between that and the graphics card and the RAM, and assuming that everything's cooled, there's an Asus motherboard that I was looking at that should have the channels and the bandwidth to handle everything. I think it'll work. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll do what I want it to. From my understanding, and then I'm going to get at least one, if not two, NVMe hard drives to help with like, the editing. But the dream is... I don't know, I'm just spitting at words at this point. Okay. What you need for 8.1 is many cores. Caught a live stream. 1080 Ti, it's amazing. It's also future-proofing, too. It's not like I may not get the most juice out of it on day one, but I try and use these things until they really won't work anymore. Like, I used my last graphics card until it actually broke, because it's a PC, so you can just move things from build to build to build as things give out on you, so I'm hoping to use it for a long time. I won't be finding any cryptocurrency. Frenzied Fell Talent. I'm not 100% on what that is. Is it in the game now, or is that an 8.1 thing? I have my research for 8.1 mounts. Horde of Hoofbeats. Oh, is that the next one? Ugh. There's more, aren't they? I just got done with the... Ugh, you're right. I need another 49 mounts. I guess we'll work on it over time. I'm not planning on getting that anytime soon. Also, I wanted to run one other thing by you guys, or at least prep you a little bit for it. There is a feature on YouTube called Premieres. You may or may not have seen these done by other YouTubers recently. I know Bellular did one, but basically the gist of it, and I might try this because they just gave me access to it today. I might try this sometime. I don't know when. But the gist of a premiere is that I upload a video, and then I publish it as a premiere. So a premiere works kind of like a live stream, except that the content that you'll be seeing is the video that's already done. So the content isn't live, but it's being like screened live for the first time on the internet. So there's a live chat. When the video is just up normally, that chat will stick to it. So if you were there for the premiere, you're chatting in the chat, you are in the chat replay forever. I can be there in the chat, like chatting with you guys in the replay, like about the video as it's going, as it's like playing for the first time. When the premiere starts, you cannot skip ahead. Like you have to, it's like watching a movie in a theater. So it's playing through, and you cannot skip ahead until after it's finished screening for the first time. And you can schedule those, and you can also just kind of pull the trigger and do them. So I'm probably going to experiment with one of those or two of those sometime soon. So if you see something that looks like a live stream, but it's also kind of like a video, that's what's going on. I don't know how I feel about the feature, but there's no harm in trying it a few times to see if it works. And that'll have the same benefits as a live stream. So like if you're in the chat and you are a stream supporter, like you're a member, you'll have your icon, you'll have your emotes, and you can use those in that chat that then sticks to the video after it's already out. So that's called Premieres. I might try and mess with that later. I don't know. But just a heads up, people will probably still be confused because it's a confusing concept, but that's going to be coming sometime soon. Set it to schedule. You can't change it after the video starts uploading. Oh, so like if you don't do that, it just goes live right away. That's a good point. Alright, that's all I got for you guys today. I will be coming out with a video, probably just normally uploaded later today with my BlizzCon predictions, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys so much for the support, the super chats, and just hanging out with me on Tuesday mornings while I did my mounts. Appreciate you guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!